Hey everyone, Nils here and welcome back to the channel. So we are back on Anime Fighters and today is actually a pretty special day for us in the game because we just hit the 1000 hour milestone today. And if we head here over to the upgrades tab, here we go, you see luck 8, which means that we can redeem this for plus 1 entire luck. So basically every update until now gives us plus 0.5 luck. You see here luck 9, 5, and where's it? That's another one, luck 5, luck 7, etc. So basically up until now everything used to give us 0.5, but now since we have that very last luck at 1000 hours, it gives us plus 1 luck, which is pretty great. And our luck right now is 9.5, which means that it's gonna bounce over to 10 now, 10.5 rather. And we basically have the max free luck in the game. It's not getting any higher than that for now, at least up until they add new upgrades to the game. So let's go ahead before we do anything else. Actually didn't accept that. Let's go claim, perfect, 10.5 luck. Pretty nice. Now let's go here to Metropolis before we do anything, and let's do a team update, see where our team is right now, where we stand, how strong we are. So let's get our gene of the incubator, and we also have our secondary gene on Slayer army right here. Let's teleport. Okay, so she's out as well. This one has a strong 3, so she's not as strong. So let's open our fighters panel. Let's sort by damage, and you see our Clarent here, level 181, 210 billion damage. So basically from now on, this is where our units, at least our strongest units, are start gonna picking up, because every single level just adds so much more damage. Like if we were ahead to just equip the Clarent right now with level 181, she gives us 33 billion DPC all by herself. Pretty crazy to think of. And one second, let's just scroll down here. We put a shiny on. So Clarent 181 level gives us 130 billion damage, right? That's without the tank. Like we have the 65% modifier from tank, that's why it's 210. So look at this, guys. Just one level, which is going to be basically 1 per day, 10 extra. And that's 20 extra now on each level. If we were ahead, like let's say today is Wednesday, right? So we have 10 more days up until the next update on Saturday. So we're ahead to put like level 190, boom, 350 billion damage. That is without the 65% modifier. So if we were to do some pretty quick maths, that would be 350 times 1.65 from the damage modifier, and that rounds up to, my maths are pretty bad, so I might need a little bit of help on this one. So 350 times 165, that'll be 577.5 billion, which is obviously an enormous amount of damage. And that's pretty much our strongest unit for now. So let's go ahead and equip our entire strongest team. And this is what we have at this very moment, 1000 hours into the game. Shiny Clarent, tank, not gonna reroll this. Shiny Clarent, level 180, strong 3. So once we have, I would say 140 Destiny Shards, which would mean 20 rerolls, we are gonna try to get something better, but she stays as it is for now. Now, if you guys remember, like a couple of days ago, this guy used to have strong 3, but I made a huge mistake and I rerolled his passive by accident. I was trying to reroll passive here on the Bald Hero, so I kind of put the wrong one by accident, and yeah, that was a pretty unfortunate accident. It resulted in 9 billion damage per click loss, but it is what it is, not much we can do. I also leveled him up to 179 with the event that we had, so you see, like, our units are pretty much stacked up. Then we have a level 176 Saitama, the not so Bald Hero. Again, his passive is crap, and these two are just like filler units. We also have this boy here. We just crafted him yesterday. For those of you who may not know who this guy is, he's the brand new shiny craftable from the Black Clover map. He looks insane, by the way. I made a separate video on him of that. You can go ahead and check it if you want. but he looks pretty damn nice. I really like his aura. But the reason, guys, we're not leveling him for now is because we're kind of losing if we spend like all of our resources right now. Like the weekend will come, we'll have the +2 luck event probably because we haven't had a luck event in the last 2 days. And we also just got +1 luck now from the 1000 hours playtime. So when we decide to start like spinning in the weekend with a luck update, we're just gonna level that much faster and it's gonna be so much more XP. And yet again, this guy has the same problem, just like the Melio and Saitama, but yeah, we didn't have any shards yet, so we need to get a good passive on him. We only have a rich one, and none of our other spirit warriors has a good passive, so I need to gather shards. Unfortunately, there's no raids. Like you see, maybe 1 black clover on average per day, and yeah, we just have to be patient to wait for the raids to come, get the raids done, and then spin some passives. So we're basically in the situation now where this guy is gonna replace our Boros here. Obviously, Boros is gonna be in our main solid gold lineup. This is our solid gold lineup now. Now all of these are kind of whatever. This guy is like hard carrying 39 billion all by himself, and then these guys do 3 billion, 2.4. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. Like these are just finisher units, so not that impactful. But yeah, we really need to get a passive on him, and on him. So let's go ahead and have a look at our DPC right now. Our DPC right now stands at 103 billion. And if you were to also consider this tactical, this guy is basically the 50% from TAC is like 3.44 billion. So we would be looking ourselves at 106.4 billion. And had I not been so stupid to kind of ruin my strong 3 on my Melio, that would be extra 9 billion, so we will be looking at 115 billion damage. Although by Monday, guys, I think we're gonna be touching 150 billion because we have 5 more days of incubation. Well, 4 days rather, because it's not gonna be exactly 5 days. 4 more days on incubation here. Huge damage gains from these two with 4 extra levels, like you saw earlier. So if we were to be at level 181, we would be at level 185 with 265. That would be 330 billion damage. 330, which is pretty crazy to think of. 330, that would mean 120 more than it is right now. And if you guys have a close look, these like 2 together give us 120 billion. So the damage that we're going to get within the next 5 days just from incubating, or 4 days rather, 4 days of incubating, equals to these 2 heroes combined. So pretty sweet. Hopefully by that time we're also going to get good passives on these 3 units here. And by Monday, this guy is going to be level 180 as well, and he's going to be heavily deep into our main lineup. Assuming we get a decent passive on him, and assuming he's like a much better unit than these 2, he's gonna end up being our 3rd best unit and should be like somewhere right here in terms of damage. But anyway, enough with the theory crafting, and what's a better way to test our team than head over into the time trial and see how far we can go. Now, with my prediction and the way I've seen time trial from just playing it myself, although spoiler alert, I haven't really been playing much of time trial when it comes to like high rooms. Like my units are constantly in the incubator. Maybe I keep them out for like an hour or 2 and I just put them back in. So I haven't really done like high sort of quote unquote high for me time trials. It's mostly like room 86 runs where I just start from 1 and I farm the shards. Because now more than ever, like shards have an insane amount of value. Like you need shards for raid tickets, you need shards for super luck boosts, super XP boosts, you need shards for defense tokens, which are way too overpriced in my opinion, and they should be, I would say 350 would be a fair price. 500 is overkill, especially for like free-to-play players. Although the whole like time trial shop is a very good addition to the game, it's quite free-to-play friendly, considering you get like luck boosts and XP boosts. But yeah, some stuff need to be slightly tweaked. Now raid shards were nerfed, but yeah, there's a little bit more to be done there. Although great addition to the game. So let's head over to the time trial and see how we fare. But I think we're gonna reach to room 91, but I don't think we have enough damage to push to room 91, 92, 93. So I think we're just gonna lose 91. So we'll see how it goes. Pretty excited to see myself how strong our team is. We are back at the time trial, and guys, I just went ahead and skipped over to room 80 because I think anything up until this point is quite uninteresting. So let's go ahead and equip our strongest team. And now this is a pretty easy room. Like the type of rooms that you have, these very weak like side mobs, and you just have like one strong boss are very, very easy to deal with, and they're probably the easiest rooms in the game. Now, unfortunately for us, we got it in the wrong time, like room 81. That's not where we wanted to have it. But hopefully the RNG blesses us and we get an easy room later on. We will see how that goes. For now, let's just go ahead and clear everything. And oh boy, like the small units, they have a whole bunch of trillium, but they're just melting from TPC. That's a pretty good damage, and we haven't even started doing damn. Now with our current lineup, we need to ultimate cancel after just 4 attacks because of Melio. He is pretty much high enough level, he's level 179, he's doing good damage, so it's kind of worth to ultimate cancel, even for him. The rest of the units are pretty much slower, they're all like 6-7 hit units, so they're not really that impactful. But yeah, now the new unit that we're not using yet, the Asta from the Black Clover map, is a 3-hit unit, which kind of makes it annoying to deal with. Like you have to ultimate cancel way too frequently. So I was thinking maybe I just let like one go through. But at the same time, if you let one go through with 3 hits, and then by the time the ultimate is over and like the character is idle, you would have to ultimate cancel anyway for this guy. So I really don't know what we're gonna do. I guess we're just gonna have to ultimate cancel like pretty much all the time. We'll see how we do when he comes in the main lineup. And room 84. Now let's head over to the actual room 85. We're gonna be starting to swap over to solid gold here just to farm a little bit of yen. I think it's worth. Now this is not an easy room like this layout, but that's completely fine. I think we have more than enough damage to just burn through this one. Oh boy, look at this. They're just like melting, the small ones. Now guys, the reason why I start from the smallies and I end up collapsing on the boss is because we are gonna be switching over to solid gold, and then like if we get him low and then switch again and then unequip, that takes so much time. So I feel like just like clear the side lanes and then collapse on the boss, and that should be fine. Although looking at the timer, it might actually be a little bit tighter than I thought, so I don't think we're gonna swap on every single room. We're just gonna try to push it for now as fast as possible, and we'll see on room 87 how the time looks and what we're gonna do with it. It appears that everything dies too fast, so we actually have more than enough time to make the switch now. So let's get this one a little bit lower. Oh boy. I think at this point we're doing way too much damage and we should like kind of chill a little bit earlier. Wait, that wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, there we go. We're gonna equip again, just get them all out. And we're gonna repeat the same thing in this room as well. Okay, I don't know what happened here, but he just died. Kind of unfortunate. I think the ultimates had gone through, and then as soon as I like pressed the left click to hit again, we just like chipped through his health bar. So now guys, let's pray for a good room and let's see how far we can go. And no, we didn't get the good room. So this type of rooms are good, but only when they have no HP, like the side mobs. So like the Halloween one was an example of it. And the one that we had before on room 81, where all the smallies have basically non-existent HP. That's a good type of room. This one, not that good. Like the boss itself doesn't really have that crazy amounts of health, but all these small units have enough HP that you have to kinda run around and they still die very fast, so you don't really have uptime on them and you don't really get a lot of value. Because you're like your fighters, you see, like 3 swings and they're dead and you just like waste all this time going back and forth. You see, we're almost a minute in basically just clearing off the side lanes. So pretty unfortunate spawning, but that's fine, I guess. Not much we can do there. Let's swap over to the boss and let's just try to grind some yen. We're gonna be switching to solid golds on both of these rooms, 89 and 90. Maybe we can kill some things in 91, but I don't think so. This was a pretty bad room to get, unfortunately. There we go. Let's see how much yen this actually gonna give us. I'm pretty curious to see. So we're at 34 trillion right now. I assume that would be much higher than 100 trillion, so maybe like a 130 or something. Let's see. For now, let's just try to get this low. Oh no, I killed it. Well, we got 200 trillion yen without using solid gold. It's pretty interesting. So this guy is pretty beefed up, 252 trillion. Although with 2.5 minutes on the clock, it should be more than enough to kill him. You see, like one set of ultimate cancels does about 20 trillion damage, so we're more than chilling here. I don't think we're gonna have enough time to clear the rest of the room, but we're definitely gonna have time to swap to solid gold and just this one out. And I think we're looking, guys, at like 350 trillions just from this boss on room 90, which is obviously a lot of yen if you think about it. Right, let's make sure to get him a little bit lower without killing him this time, hopefully. And okay, we're gonna let this ultimate go through, and now we're just gonna control our swings and just use a DPC to do the rest of the work from now on. 1.72. Okay, that should be good right here. We're more than chilling. Now we would have pushed to room 91, guys, if we didn't bother with the solid gold strat, although it's really not worth because we don't have the time to kill the boss anyway. And you see, we got like 250 trillion or something. Now this is something that I've posted in the suggestions channel on Discord, and he should really add like some sort of text indication either above the mob that dies or like here beneath this UI or something that indicates how much yen you take whenever you kill something, because it's really hard to tell, right? Like once you have a high enough number of yen like I do here, you cannot really tell how much yen you're making, which is pretty annoying at times because you can't really understand what's going on, especially if you're trying to farm like bosses on the normal world. For example, Inferno or Demigod or whatever, you cannot really tell how much you're getting unless you kill him like a whole bunch of times, which is obviously very time wasting. And you cannot really tell if it's worth to kill one or another because you have no idea how much you're getting. Like, obviously it's an average, right? Because you never get the same amount. But anyway, this is our ending screen. 18.5 minutes in. Now I used the lever to skip on this one. However, I still grinded the very first like 30-35 rooms with collectors. So it definitely was a little bit slower. Room 90, 1.1 quintillion damage, 227 kills, 92 shards. That was actually a pretty solid run in terms of shards. Considering we skipped, that was going to be like around 160 shards if we were full clear with decent RNG. And yeah, we did almost 1 quintillion of yen this run. We could have done a lot more had we not killed that boss on room 90, but you know, sometimes shit happens. There's not much that you can do. And yeah, our team is looking pretty solid, guys. I think we're doing pretty good, especially for like 1,000 hours. We're doing pretty damn good. Now, I think I'm just gonna spend the rest of the week just farming out these, and I'm gonna stack up a little bit of these multi-opens. So in the weekend with the lucky event, we can actually get stuff done and hopefully get some good levels and maybe get like, ideally we want to get one of these guys because they're really not that hard to get, right? Like once you guys advance to this stage of the game where you have that big of like luck chance and you have so much in and hopefully enough like multi-opening stars to just use at your disposal, because it's obviously like a huge difference, right? If you can AFK open for like an entire night and you can constantly use these, which I don't know, but I want to do the math and how long it's gonna take to farm enough just to have for an entire night of auto opening. Like you can open so many stars, and basically the goal is to like try and get this guy with some good passive, like Tac 3 or something. I've seen people with a tactical 3 on these shiny mythicals, and that's pretty crazy. Like imagine crafting this guy with a tactical 3. That is already insane just by itself. But yeah, that's a pretty solid progress for now. Now let's head over back to the Metropolis. We're gonna put our clarets back in the incubator. Let them incubate, let them get stronger. Now one thing, guys, that I'm not sure if you're aware of, but I think it's good info to know. The levels that you're getting inside of the incubator, so any AFK sort of level that you get, which is basically any level after a certain point where the game is just too hard for you to manually level your heroes. Now, the level itself works, but the incubator does not feed you XP, it just feeds you levels, which means that when you try to feed like these fighters, for example, just like I did yesterday, where I had a shiny blindfold level 167. For those of you guys that watch my videos, you remember it with the giant passive. So I fed him into this, and actually I said at some point in yesterday's video, was like, why did he give such a little amount of XP? And in the end I found out that any levels out of the incubator, the experience that you get does not count when you feed them. Although Direb was not aware of this, he just said it, that he was not aware of it, and he says that this issue will get resolved for update 15. So if you're planning to feed any of your incubator units, save them until update 15. Although I don't know if it's possible for him to kind of go back into like the game data and understand how many levels have been fed to fighters and give all of this XP so that you can fuse it, but it will still be worth to just like wait a couple of days before you feed them just to see, because obviously like these levels have insane amounts of XP in them and it would be kind of a waste if you just throw them away. So we'll see. Now the way I could test it personally myself is, you see this chain right here, level 174, she had a lot of incubator levels. Back when I didn't have any of these shiny mythicals, I just incubated the chain. So before I had to like go ahead and do this one, oh my bad, I actually have to unlock it. After I had to go here, fuse, you see I got 7.39Z. Now had we actually have an actual incubator XP, this would have been so much more, but it's good to just remember this number for testing purposes, and we're gonna check after update 15 goes live and see if it's actually resolved for the previous units or if it's just gonna count from update 15 and onwards. Anyway guys, that was pretty much it for this video. Now I am very pleasant with the outcome for like 1,000 hours of playtime. I think our DPC looks pretty good, and we just need like some really small adjustments, like getting lucky on this, primarily on these two, and in the near future on this one. We're gonna be so much stronger by just getting like good passives on our heroes. Like we could bounce from this 106 billion DPC to 150 in literally a span of a day or two. Have we just like gotten good passives, which is pretty crazy to think of how passives affect your actual damage. But yeah, as always, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to click that like and subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. And make sure to click the notification bell as well to not miss any of the future uploads. And until the next one, take care.